Hi, I'm Catherine, the creator of Shia and the Jetsons Community Preservation of the Promised Land. Okay, now I want to show this video. It's a young elder and a Rod Hayes video that they showed about you know we were calling them $5 Indians, these $5 Indian women who are claiming themselves, because before a long time ago they claimed themselves as $5 Indians. If you didn't know, they wanted to be Indians like us, because we're the original Indians that they were calling us, and they wanted to be on our land. So they pitched, the government pitched them $5. Okay, you can $5 you can have this land. So that's why they're labeled $5 Indians. So it's nothing to try to offend somebody about that. We're just saying what happened in the past. But I want to show this video showing that they are in the mayor's office. You have to go to the mayor's office. Why? Why? Because we were never supposed to be paying any rent. That's the bottom line. We're never supposed to be paying rent, water, food bills, or anything because we are indigenous to the land. And these women went to this office here, the mayor's office, to kick the people up out of the office that needs to be kicked out. And they're right. They supposed to do this. We supposed to do it. But the problem with indigenous copper colored people like myself, they're always saying, "Oh, they're from another country. They can't speak for us." No, they're not speaking for you. But you are paying rent to them, though. That's what you are doing. All of you are paying rent to $5 Indians and Mexicans and white people that are in the mayor's office. Yes. So for all this time, all these years, you've been paying rent, food and water to your oppressor, Mexican and $5 Indians. So okay, let those women be the forefront where we're in the back, and they have to read what they're reading. They have to read what they're reading. Yes, get out of the office. And did you see how they were ignoring those women? Let me tell you why they were ignoring the women. Because we weren't there. See, they don't have no power if we're not there. We have to, because this is our land. We have to claim our stake. We have to be there. So if they're in the mayor's office saying get out of the office, we have to be. And if they're being ignored, that's when we come in and say, "Oh no, bitch! Did you hear what she said? Get your ass out of the office." And that's when we listen. We're gonna have to put it down. We're gonna have to put it down. Put the hammer down on these black cops that's in this office. Look how they ignored. Crazy. Look how they ignored these women that was in here, because the Mexican men and the Mexican and $5 Indian, the white men, was ignoring the $5 Indian women, right? They were ignoring them. Why? Because the black cops had their back. So they were feeling comfortable enough to ignore these women when they were supposed to get the hell out of the building because they are corrupt criminals. No people, everybody in the mayor's office is supposed to be leaving. And we are supposed to be replacing those. Big Mama supposed to be replacing every single mayor's office. But look how they ignored these women. You want to know why? Because we weren't there. We supposed to say, "Oh, excuse." We supposed to get straight to the black cops and say, "Oh, no, you will pay attention, bitch. Get your ass up out of this building." And we would have to put the smack down.
We're about to roll another receipt. This went down in Atlanta. They've been served. It's finally coming to a wrap, brothers and sisters. Universal energy. You're about to get served. You never get up out of here. You never build a bird. We told you. I know you can hear me. Ain't defeated minds. I know that you fear me. Let's roll that receipt. This is the breaking news receipt right here, the shocking news. Let's do it.
We have a letter being delivered from the Muskogee Creek Nation on behalf of Muskogee Creek spiritual leadership in opposition to Cop City.
I came all the way on the Trail of Tears to deliver this letter to you folks. We want you to know that the contemporary Muskogee people are now making their journey back to our homelands, and hereby give notice to Mayor Andrew Dickens, the Atlanta City Council, the Atlanta Police Department, the Atlanta Police Foundation, the DeKalb County.
Okay, now do you see how these people here? Listen, let me tell you how when we come in there, we got the cracked skulls, bitch. Let me tell you something. Look how they're ignoring this woman. Listen, they supposed to be at attention. because they're supposed to get out of that office. So the reason why that these women are being ignored.
Sheriff's office.
Look.
And so-called Cop City, that you must immediately vacate Muskogee homelands and cease violence and policing of Indigenous and Black people in Muskogee lands. We also ask for an independent investigation into the assassination of our relative Tortuguita, and that the charges be dropped against Wulani Forest defenders.
Okay, let's go back. She said Indigenous Black people. Let's go back, because did she say that?
That you must immediately vacate Muskogee homelands and cease violence and policing of Indigenous and Black people in Muskogee lands. We also ask for an independent...
Okay, listen, and then, okay, now, I don't know what they're doing, but they supposed to be at attention, right? The reason why they're not paying attention to her is because it's just her and her people. It's just her, and they're not going to pay attention to her. But let me tell you something. If we were there, but listen, this has to be like this, where her people is in the front, and she's reading it just like she's supposed to be reading it, because she's doing exactly what she's supposed to be doing. But if they're sitting up here with these papers and they're not paying attention, that's because they don't see the power. They don't see the power. We have to have a blowhorn. As soon as we see somebody still talking, we're like, hey, bitch, did you hear what she said? Yeah, pay attention, bitch, because you're supposed to get the fuck out the office. Yeah, you motherfucker. And we're talking to a black cop, white cop, whoever is trying to be like they not paying attention. See how they were just ignoring her? See, they can't ignore us when we come up in there. See, when we come in there, they're gonna be at attention. And then it'll be like where it's like if they got something to say, they say, oh, you got what you listen, we're up on them. If they got anything smart to say, then 4 of us is already up on them, pushing them out the door. And I'm serious, we're cracking skulls while they're going up out the door. And now while that's happening, other women will be saying, okay, y'all gonna have to get out because you have to get the fuck out. That's what the announcement is about. Get the fuck out. And then they're just gonna have to get the fuck out. And that's what's going to happen. The reason why that woman is being ignored and her people is being ignored is because she don't have the power with her. She don't have the power. I'm not there. See, if I was there and I had my women there, she would have to be in the front. We would have to be in the back to make sure that they pay attention. Bitch, you got to get out the fucking office. We're not sitting up here saying, you know, you got to leave the homelands later. No, bitch, you got to leave right now, bitch. You got to get the fuck out because the men will be in the back with the furniture. That's right, because we're physically moving in to the mayor's office, like physically, because we own the gas company, the water company. We own the resources of the land. You have to be in the mayor's office to run the shit. You can't just have them to run it. That's the reason why reparations is being called in almost every state, because of this very reason. You were never supposed to be paying rent. That's why I ain't paid rent. I have not paid rent in like 3 to 4 years. That's how long it's been, because I had got my deeds from the ancestry. But not only that, you can see how we're always getting the short end of the stick of everything. Where we're paying rent. Why are we paying rent when we're indigenous to the land and they know that? See, they supposed to be paying us monthly tax payments for the rest of our lives. That's why they have to be removed. This is why we have to go in there with her. Now you might say, well, we don't have to go in there with her. No, we don't. We don't have to use these women to get us in there. But since their men is in the police officers building, then it's best to have those women to tell them to get the fuck out. And if they don't, that's when we be like, oh no, bitch, did you hear what the fuck she said? That's when we'll be right. It'll be 4 women to 1 fucking cop. I'm serious. And we're cracking skulls. Get the fuck out. We're just pushing them out the building. That's it, because they got to go. That's the whole thing. They just got to get the fuck out the building. Because we're moving in furniture. We're not playing. We're like moving in furniture. Look how they ignored her.
Investigation into the assassination of our relative Tortuguita, and that the charges be dropped against Wulani Forest defenders. According to the history of Muskogee peoples, we originated in so-called Georgia, near the Ocheesee Creek.
Look, this white man is standing here talking to a person, just ignoring her. Why? Why are they ignoring her? They have no intention to get out of the building because they don't see the power. If they seen a row of black women behind these They're from the bottom of Russia. They're from Mongolia. So $5 Indians, Mexicans, Chinese people are from Russia. Just know that. Okay, so you're not indigenous to America. So we're saying the native Russian people who we would call $5 Indians or Indians. They're native to Russia. Okay. Well, if they have to be in the forefront, they have to be in the front because their men is in our buildings. They're in our mayor's office. We're moving in. We're claiming our rightful land. Now, if they want a mayor's office, they can have one because let me tell you why they can have one too. You know how many mayor's offices in one state? It's how many, however there is many cities, that's how many mayors is. So a city has a mayor office. You think we can't share one with one of these people, one of these, the women here can have their own city mayor office to run it the way that they run it so that they won't have nobody getting murdered in their clan because they said some woman was murdered in their tribe. Somebody was murdered. Some government agency murdered some tribal woman in their, okay, that can't never happen, right? Okay, well then you have to move into your city mayor's office. So do we. We have to. So that's what I'm saying. I live in Chino. If you can get a hold of these women right here to clear out Chino, so we can clear out Chicago. We're gonna clear out Grand Rapids, Michigan. We're gonna clear out Colorado. Oh, we going to Colorado because this is the problem. You have people like Larry Hoover who's been locked up in prison since he was 20. That's an abomination. The man has been in prison since he was in his 20s. That means that you guys were looking for God-like men. You were looking for God men. And you found them and you just put them and locked them up in prison. Okay, this is why you got to get the fuck out of the mayor's office. Because you are sitting up here locking up our men and then having us to pay rent, forcing us to pay rent. We will never pay rent. See, this is why we'll never pay rent. Because we just discovered that we're indigenous to the land. And even if you don't have any paperwork, you have to just stop paying rent. Just stop it. And this is how you get your paperwork. You go to ancestry.com and you put together your family tree by starting with your name and then your mother's name, your mother and father's name, and then their mother and father's name. And then all of the information will come to you. You'll just see a whole bunch of old photos of your family. You never even knew that they were your family members, but those are your great-great-grandparents. And you'll see how it's linking. You get those papers, and you don't even have to show your real estate your real estate agent that you're not paying no rent. It's just for you. But because the papers is just for me. I own my gas company, and the gas company has written to me and said, yes, you do own the gas company, and you would need an attorney. Well, no, actually, we don't need an attorney. We just need a force to remove you out of office. That's what we all need to do. So shout out to Rod Hayes and Young Elder for showing this video where she said indigenous black people is what I'm trying to tell you. She said indigenous black people. So if she's speaking and she said it, then who are we not to help? We have to, this is our building, you understand? So when she opened up those doors, she got to claim it that's her building. That's because she's running these people out of office. Just like we got to do here. I got to do the one in Chino right here. Wherever you at in Chicago, if you're in Chicago or Atlanta, you got to do that in your office. But you got to stop paying rent. Just stop paying rent. When you stop paying rent, the courts will come to you and you'll say, oh, I will never pay rent. That's just what I don't do. I don't pay rent. Now, I don't do shit like that. What the fuck am I pay you for? And you're the criminal coming over. You're the criminal. So you're the foreigner criminal that removed me from my homes, where I have deeds upon deeds in the Daru stating that 640 acres is mine because you removed us from our homes. So what are we paying rent for? Yes, because the reason why you're paying rent is because you're paying rent. Stop paying rent and you won't be paying rent no more. The reason why everybody's paying rent is because you're paying rent. If you stop paying rent, then they won't. How are they going to challenge you to pay rent if they know you're indigenous and they can get over on you? That's why they collect your rent, because the city mayor. The city mayor collects your rent money. That's where it goes to. It goes to the BLM and land management. That's in the city mayor's department. Another way to claim your own land and never pay rent is that you got to go into the city mayor's office and get the public hearing notice paper. It says public hearing notice. Public hearing notice. And you're gonna say to the clerk right there, here, I want to bid for some land right here, like an abandoned building. I don't know, right across the street from where you stay, and I want to make that into a carnival or a theme park. And then they're gonna say, oh, what's the address? And you tell them the address. And then in 2 weeks, you'll get a letter, a congratulations letter, that you will get $5 to $15 million to fix that up the way that you want to because it's in your community and this is what they do. Where do you think the buildings and all of the buildings came from? It came from the mayor's office, the BLM and land management. This is what they do. They can't put a stop sign in your community without your say so. They can't, right? So that means that you just have to tell them, no, I want this to be made this way. I don't want you bringing your cop building in my community. No, you get the fuck out. That's what you tell them. You have to tell them to get the fuck out. No, seriously. You have to physically tell them that. You have to go down there with people. That's what I'm saying. These women right here, and this happened in Atlanta. See? Where it's predominantly black at. You see what I'm saying? Y'all, you guys, and then she mentioned black indigenous people. They're talking about us. If we were standing behind her, they would not be ignoring her. I'm going to tell you that right now. They would have got the fuck out. Let me tell you, it would have been a fight. Because for one, if they tried, then that's when we say, oh, excuse me, did you hear what she said? Yeah, pay attention, bitch, because you got to get the fuck out. And then if they would have got smart, we would have been right up on them, pushing them out. Yeah, get the fuck out. And I would have had my, because every woman got to have some sort of like a hammer, a sledgehammer, something that, and it has to wrap around your wrist so can't nobody pull it off. Because you're going to be cracking skulls. I'm just letting you know. I mean, if they get Brody, if they get froggy, if they get smart with you, when you tell them they got to get the fuck out, this is why you're going to the office, to the building. It's because they got to go. They got to get out. So you're not going there to say, look.
River, as individual tribal nations, we lived as stewards and in relation.
Look how these two black men is just walking by like she's not saying nothing. See? Now, if we were there, I would have to have my blowhorn. Excuse me? Did you hear what the fuck she said? Yeah, you nigga, stop walking, bitch. Get the fuck out of the building. This ain't no motherfucking question, bitch. Nigga, we ain't asking you. Nigga, we telling you to get the fuck out the building, bitch. Yeah, you. And then let them say something. What you say? What you say? And we going up on it. And this is the fight. This is it. And what are we doing? We cracking skulls, and then we pushing them out while we, boom, cracking skulls. This is just how it is. So now you might think, Kathy, we can't be doing it. I'm just saying, if you're going to post up a video like this, then what you posting it up for? You posting it up to get some women together to do this. Why? Because we ain't never did it. That's why. We ain't never did this before. And that's why you paying rent. Because it never happened before. See, if you just switch up and do something different, then I'm telling you, you will be instantly conscious. For one, you will never pay rent no more. That's just shit that you just don't do. Because I don't do it. I don't pay rent. The fuck I'm going to pay rent for? And you don't pay electricity. I don't pay electricity. What the fuck I'm going to pay electricity for? When I own the electricity company, gas company, water company, they have to pay us. So right now, they're at a standstill. Right? So they gave me an eviction notice last year in November because they thought they could. But I said, bitch, your sheriff will die fucking with me. So they just ignored me, right? So they're ignoring me. So what do I need? I need those women to get their people up out of the building because it's full of those people in there. Mexican and Chinese people, right? Mexican, white people, and Mexican and white people. And then I would have my people behind her saying, oh, what did you say? Pay attention and get the fuck out. And that's it. That's all. And then the men will be holding the refrigerator, table, chairs, and we'll be moving in. I'm just saying we're moving in. So that's what it is. Now, of course, the men, if we're in there and then the men in there try to act froggy, then of course the men is gonna we finna all jump on them. All of us will be jumping on every cop. So it'll be like 8 person on one cop, like that. If they get Brody, which they won't. That's what I'm saying. The reason why they ignored her is because the black women are not, the indigenous copper colored women are not there. I'm just saying, we're not with her. We have to be with these women so she can say, yeah, get your people up out of the building so we can get our people out of the building. See, we're getting our people out of the building. She getting her people out of the building. That's the whole thing. We're just getting our people because that's what we're supposed to be doing like 200 years ago.
This land for more than 13,000 years until the illegitimate state of Georgia negotiated with the tyrant Andrew Jackson for the militarized forced removal of Muskogee and Cherokee relatives to Indian territories. Mayor Dickens, can I give this letter to you?
See how they're walking around? See, that's what I'm saying. Listen, the reason why they're leaving and walking away from her, can I give you, she's saying this, can I give this to you? Okay, now this is why they would have been at attention when we first walked up in there, because for one, they would have been in front. We would have been in back. We would have had our blowhorn. And we would have been like, okay, go ahead, ladies. Go ahead and say what you're going to say. Go ahead, read it. And they're going to say, okay, you guys have to remove yourself from the office right now. And then if we even hear a murmur from somebody trying to talk over her, we're like, oh, pay attention, bitch, because it's about you. Shut up. No, shut up. Yeah. No, read it. Go ahead. Yeah, that's right. Shut the fuck up. Because you got to get the fuck out. Yeah, that's right. That's right. Okay, go ahead. Say what you're going to say. Okay, and you guys have to remove yourself from the office immediately. You have to get your shoes and get your wallets and things, and you have to remove yourself from the office immediately. Now we're gonna be in the back. We're gonna be like, and now let them act like they don't hear her. We be like, bitch, did you hear what she said? Yeah, you motherfucking nigga. Yeah, in that motherfucking cop suit, bitch. Did you hear it, motherfucker? Did you hear coon ass nigga? Let him say something crazy. 5 women is on that cop. Now, while we're approaching the cop, other people around us will be like, hey, okay, y'all gotta go. Y'all gotta go. The women in the front here, she gotta tell her people, okay, you guys have to get out, get the fuck out, and don't be nice. You have to say, get the fuck out, and we have to push all these people out. That's how you will make them pay attention to you. I just feel outraged about this video, how she was talking and they just ignore her. And I know why, because she didn't have the power with her. She didn't have the power with her, and she has to get her people out of the buildings. Because her people are in our buildings. They're in Chicago buildings. Did you see the white people?
Oh, he got one.
Yeah, shit. They're in the building. So obviously she got to get her people out. Look how they just walk past her. Look.
Mayor, we want to talk to you about our homeland.
The Muskogee Creek people.
Should I keep reading?
Yeah. See?
Georgia is the
birthplace
of oppressive policing, originated with the Indigenous genocide and the Trail of Tears, and the capture and enslavement of African descendants seeking their freedom. Our ancestors who are buried here continue to suffer while the city of Atlanta.
Look, now he went in the building. He went in. Let me tell you why he can just walk away from her. Because we're not there. When they would not be able to go in the back nowhere. If we went in the front building and they was reading that shit, the confrontation would have been there if they would have been acting like they want to ignore somebody. We'd have been like, hey, bitch, did you hear what the fuck she said? Yes, get the fuck out. Because we're not playing with you. Get the fuck out. You see this furniture out here? Yeah, we're moving in. That means we have the keys. We got the locksmith. We're going to change locks, bitch. We changing doors in this motherfucker. Yeah, you have to get the fuck out because the water and the electricity company is ours. So we didn't ask you to come here and be the mayor in our city. We didn't ask you. So since we didn't ask you, get the fuck out. And this is why they would not have ignored her if we were there. That's what I'm saying. So I think what Rod Hayes is trying to say is for big mamas to come together to come together, because we may not even need those type of people to help us get in there. To say what we have to say. But yes, it's very important to have those women to say what they have to say, because their people is in our buildings. And we're gonna be saying, okay, go ahead, little lady, say what you gonna say, because we got the power. We finna whoop the fuck out of any nigga in a fucking suit, bitch. If you wearing a suit and you in the fucking and she's telling you to get the fuck out, and you try to ignore her, you can't ignore her in front of us while we're there. So they are gonna pay attention and they're gonna get the fuck out. You better believe that shit. They're gonna get the fuck out. I just have to get this out. And let me see if there's any. But I'm gonna just make that video right quick because I don't like the fact is that you guys are saying, oh, well, she can't lead us. No, she ain't leading us nowhere. We're helping her get her people up out. And how dare anybody ignore women that's trying to tell you, hey, you people are criminals. Can you get the fuck out the office? See, I'm just saying, like, okay, so we're going to have to get together. So women, we're going to have to get together. So you guys contact me, email me and say, Kathy, let's do a video. And I had contacted these, make sure you get a hold of these women because I don't know where they're at, but they said they're in Atlanta. If you guys are in Atlanta, you know where these women are at. Let them know that we want to do a meeting with them so we can start clearing out mayor's office. They don't even have to live in your state. Just let them be that color. Let them be that race. Let them be white race. Let them be white women. Yeah, gather some white women, gather some Mexican and some Indians, $5 Indian women together. That's about that. That would all they have to do is just read the damn paper. That's it. Just what you gotta say, little girl. Just say this. Little lady, whatever, most likely we're going to be tall, because I'm tall. I'm 5'10", so I'm tall. Most likely we're going to be tall, towering over these women. So he's like, look, just read the lines and just say, you have to remove every male here have to remove yourself from the building right now. Just say it. Just read it. You have been, murdering the indigenous copper colored people, and we want you out of this building right now. So if they start to even act like they ignoring us, that's when we come in. That's when we're right there. We say, hey, bitch, did you hear what she said? And then we're like, excuse me. And then that's when we're like, yeah, get the fuck out. Yeah, just get the fuck out. Get out. Yeah. Don't even try to ignore me, bitch. You won't be ignoring me, bitch. You won't be getting up out this goddamn door. If not, then we cracking skulls. That's how it's gonna be. That's how it is. Okay, that's just what's gonna happen. Okay, because they're supposed to be out of the office anyway. That's my whole point. The government's already shut down. So what you pretending like it's open for? What you pretending for when it's already shut down? Get the fuck out. That's what I'm saying. See, they pretending like it's open. And we have to go in there and say, no, it's not open, bitch. You know you already shut down. Get the fuck out of the office. So that's just, let me just finish.
In the state of Georgia deploy the very same escalated military tactics
against black people. See how she's speaking up and saying against black people. This is where we supposed to let her say what she's saying. If they try to ignore us, then that's when we cracking skulls. I'm just saying. And that's what we're gonna have to do. And let me tell you something, man, they not finna ignore us. They finna get the fuck out the building. Because for one, the government is already shut down. And even if it isn't, so what? Even if it ain't shut down, bitch, it'll be shut down because it has to be shut down, bitch. You are criminals. You got an innocent man named Larry Hoover and all of his people in there for nothing. So so you know what I'm saying? So it's not about us negotiating. It's about Larry Hoover, and that's what we have to just say. Oh, because when we go in there, they're gonna be like, "What this is about? It's about Larry Hoover, bitch. That's what the fuck it's about." Yeah, that's whatever you think. Nope. Let's just boil it down to Larry Hoover. So I'm cracking your skull, bitch, under Larry Hoover, bitch. Larry Hoover, bow. You know what I'm saying? Get the fuck out the building under Larry Hoover. That's what the fuck it's about. So when they ask you, well, what's going on? Larry Hoover, motherfucker. Larry Hoover. That's what the fuck it's about. Shit. So I'm just so they'll know that you got innocent people in there.
I told y'all, it's a wrap, my nigga. Game over. Game over, nigga. What I do?
Okay, but now he said it's a wrap and it's game over. But we have to now look at this is Michael Irvin, my cousin, the football player. They accusing him of accusation. Now
my skin.
Now they got him on there.
Me.
And he just got to go public. He got to go public. If Michael Irvin want to know how to beat anything, go public, because you're indigenous to the land. All of this is your land. I don't care if you murdered somebody. It's none of the business of a white, Mexican, Chinese, Arab cop, lawyer. It is none of their fucking business if you murder a bitch, because this is your land. An investigation has to be done on the city mayors because we were never supposed to be paying for anything. No rent. You wasn't supposed to be a fucking basketball or football player. You were never supposed to do that. That's not supposed to be your fucking career. It's a hobby. You make a football job. You make a fucking sport your damn life, your job. That's an abomination. It's a hobby. You bouncing a fucking basketball or a football down the goddamn. That's supposed to be a hobby, not your life. You dependent on your little hobby for you dependent on the money. So you're not supposed to use their money. Is the bottom line. You're not. So don't worry about if you do something to another man or woman on your land. Let your family and their family figure that out. They'll figure that out. You don't let no foreigner come in here and arrest you for nothing. There's no such thing as no child support. There's no such thing as DMV. Driving and you have to get license. What license? Who you gonna check for license when you own the land? The reason why they're ruling over us is because we haven't went down to the city mayor's office and told them to get the fuck out of their office. That's why. That's why those $5 Indian women in there can get ignored like that, because they don't have the power. They don't have us there to say, hey bitch, you black nigga, yeah nigga, in this coon ass uniform, bitch, if you don't get off this fucking office, there is an investigation on this building because you people are criminals. Yeah, you have innocent men locked up for nothing and you forcing indigenous people to pay rent, food, and water. That's an abomination. You can't do that. That's the rule. You have to get the fuck out of the office. If you're charging us to pay rent, food, and bills and water on our own land, you got to get out. So for 200 years we've been doing this for nothing. Yeah, okay, that's why you got to go.
First of all, thank you guys for coming.
Okay, so now
Michael has obviously not come out publicly about this till now.
I just want you to see his face. Now, I showed a photo. I'll leave a link. I showed a photo on my Telegram to show a picture of my great-grandfather that he looks just like my great-grandfather. So you'll know how we're kin. He looks exactly like my great-great-grandfather, William Irvin. So this is how we're kin. And then also we're kin to Michael Vick. Michael Vick, Michael Jackson. So you'll see, when you look at your ancestry, you'll see who you're linked to from the last names. It'll be linked, and then the people look just like the same people here. But I just wanted to show that. I just wanted to make a video about that Rod Hayes one, where we would have to get a hold of those women so they can have the power to keep saying what they're saying in many different mayor's offices, to clear them out. Get your people out of these offices and we'll get our people out of these offices with you. This is what needs to happen. We need to go together, like all of us. You get, the $5 Indians and the Mexican women, they're right there with us and they're in the front because those are the majority of us in the building. They have to say those words. Yes, you guys have to remove yourself from these offices right away. And then that's when we be like, you better pay attention, bitch. Because if you don't, we finna roll you up. You finna get the fuck out, like right then and there, right there. So let me just end this video, but I just wanted to get that out just to show you that, shout out to, young elder, and he's happy about that, but that's not going, she's not, so by her doing that, do you think you still gonna be paying rent though? So she's not going to help you, save you, and help you, You have to contact her to have a meeting with the women to make this happen. So you seeing that's not really gonna, you see how they ignored her. So no, that's not gonna work. Because they ignored her. So no, you're not, you're still gonna be paying rent next month. See, I don't pay rent because I made it clear to these parasites in the mayor's office that, bitch, I don't pay rent. I wish you would. See, you gotta make it clear. You gotta make it clear you don't pay rent and you don't have to pay rent. But if you can't do that, that's fine. You have to get that woman and all of these women here to contact me so that we can get together and we can clear out mayor's offices, because that's her culture. Just like we got to be with our culture and get a hold of our culture. She got to get a hold of her culture. We got to get a hold of our culture that's in that damn building, bottom line. She get her people out, we get our people out. And we just, but of course, the copper colored people will be moving in. Now, of course, if she want a mayor office, she can find her a mayor office and she'll have her mayor office. But you know, we have our mayor office too. We have ours and we moving in. We're physically moving in. So, you know, yeah. Okay, so I just wanted to clear that up. So okay, I'll make another video later. All right.